Um, Good day, everybody. My name is Derek Williams, and I am president of a nonprofit organization called When the Ball Fumbles. Um, and this organization is based out of Philadelphia, for which I am from. Um, I wanted to speak out in an effort to make a difference um, and possibly effectively help in making a change in um, the terrible, terrible tragedy that's happening in Philadelphia with the death of these young individuals in our community, um, uh, committing these acts and dying from these acts. Um, I'm going to be making a pitch um, to the mayor of our city, Mayor James Kenney, um, and other city officials, as well as uh, people who are influential, um, who come from this city, was born and raised in this city, have gotten out of the conditions that most of us still live in. Um, but there is a tragic, tragic situation taking place in Philly with homicide rate and the gun violence happening daily, and children are dying. Um, and I want to start a class. Um, Maybe I can persuade the city to allow us a room. Just give us a room so that we can allow young people to come in, no matter the age, young adults, um, teenagers, um, young kids, um, and um, give them our time and give them our attention and teach them skills. Teach them uh, the positive mentality of responsibility. Um, because there was a tragic incident that happened. I'm not sure if it was in Chicago, and a young teenager died. He was running the streets, in an off hour with somebody who was older than him. And I don't know the ins and outs of the situation, but I know that he was killed. And, immediately the blame was uh, directed towards his parents. And I get that. I really do. But I know when I was growing up, my grandmother was a single parent, and I was a handful, and she could handle me. But I think that if she had other figures and um, other people who would step in and had helped her, like stern male, like maybe my uncles or some neighbor or something like that, then she would have been grateful, and the way things turned out for me might have been different. I've been on both spectrums of um, um, in both ends of life. I've been in trouble with the law. Um, I've been down and out, and I've picked myself up. Um, but what I've learned is that um, there needs to be more of a sense of community. There needs to be more people who are older willing to be take on the responsibility of a custodial role in these young people's lives, um, and whatever that they have to give to them. But first of all, it's attention. First of all, it's understanding with that attention, um, and if it's teaching them the value of taking out the trash, Teach them the value of doing dishes, because it's hard for a single parent to enforce these responsibilities, to ingrain the importance of certain responsibilities, and they're working these jobs, and let's be fair. You can put the blame on the parent, but if you're a single parent and you're raising children and you have to leave the children to go to a job, and heaven forbid it's a second shift job, um, that's taxing. And most of the time, parents use these schools, single or you know two home parents. They use these schools as sort of like a daycare, And I hate to say that, but the reality is, like, they at least they know where their children are, especially in the times that we're living in. That's an assurance for a parent when they know that they take their child off to school, that their child is going to school, if their child is showing up in school. And then these after school programs, there's a reassurance, especially if they're getting off late, something of that nature. So, but um, we want to we want to not just be an after um, school class. We want to be a place that is like a child leaving where they're leaving from, whether it be school or whatever, and turning that key and coming into their house, right? We're going to be there, and we're going to be that custodial um, figure that will help them, and will pay attention to them, and will listen to them, but mainly help them with life skills. Um, you know, like as I said, I have a nonprofit, When the Ball Fumbles. You can look me up. You can Google me. Um, I have a website, www.whentheballfumbles.com, and my information is there to contact me, because I'm going to need people who are willing to donate their time and their effort, um, um, and their knowledge and their experience. We can't be afraid to engage, especially these young ones. Um, we can't appease um, destructive behavior. We have to challenge it. And I want to openly be effective in helping changing the negative mindset of some of these young ones, that is leading a pipeline, because that's all it's creating. It's creating a pipeline from the school to the prisons, or it's creating a pipeline from the schools to the grave. And they have to be given a different alternative. And so I'm going to be pitching this idea to Mayor Kenny of Philadelphia, Governor Wolf, um, local politicians, local people who were influential in this, who come from Philly, and people who are not influential in the status of being an actor or a basketball player, just ordinary people. But we have to come together as a village, and we have to save these young people, because our very existence depend on it. You know, um, so I'm going to keep everybody updated in this effort, and if it be the will of God, we can begin to start effectively making the change. Thank you.